Shirt show. All right, let's go.
Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! Talking shirt! Shirt show! All right! Episode 282 of Shirt Show! We're talking with Rik from Kinetic Print Co. in California. Let's go!
Hey guys, if you're new here, my name is Dylan. I'm the owner of Upstate Merch and the host of the Shirt Show podcast. Today, my guest was my good buddy Rik from Kinetic out of California. It's kind of a different episode today. He basically owned a shop, or is running it, has a partner, doing everything, normal day, normal whatever, and then has a medical emergency. I won't ruin it for you, but it changed his life. And this episode is basically his story about that and how he managed to get back to running his print shop and what to basically do to, I guess, proof your shop to where if the unthinkable happens, the shop can continue. It can run without you. It can keep going. So it's a little bit different. So I hope you like it. If you enjoy listening to the show, the best thing you can do for us right now while you're watching is hit the like button or hit subscribe or both. That would be wonderful. Leave a comment on this video if you're watching it on YouTube. Let me know what you thought. Let me know anything. If you are a listener, the best thing you can do is to share it on Instagram stories. Let us know where you are, what you're watching, what you're doing. If you enjoyed the episode, it'd be sweet to see. Or you can leave us a review on Spotify, Apple, whatever. It really helps. I mean, this show is me and a couple of other people just kind of trying to make it work. And the more that you do these things, the more the show gets out there and the more other people can check it out and it grows. So if you could do that for me, that'd be great. If you want to dive deeper into what we're doing with this show, every week I do a newsletter. I write it from my kitchen table on Sundays. It is about me and the shop and what's going on. And then there's a bunch of stuff. There's industry news from Printing United. There's tech tips from John McGee. There's Elisa from Don't Lose Hope does a marketing tip. And there's a bunch of other things in there as well. And it's continuously growing. So if you want to do that, you want to sign up, it's totally free. shirtshowofficial.com/newsletter and sign up. It's a pretty cool thing. This show would not be possible without our amazing partners. Frank. It all starts with a screen. Whether it's new stretches or restretches, Frank and his team do it the best. To find out more, go to graphicscreenfashion.com, greatfuckingscreens.com, or fffffrank.com. Cleaning screens is no fun, but Easy Way makes it way more funner. Their line of eco-friendly chemicals and equipment make reclaiming screens a whole lot easier. Right now is a great time to check them out because they have a new monthly giveaway where you have a chance to win $250 in product credit. Head over to easyway.com/giveaway to enter today. Easy Way, it's the easiest way. Graphex is your source for production-ready digital art and remote art staffing. They can help any size shop from just starting out to enterprise level. Looking to add a hero to your art department? Check them out at graphexsource.com. S&S is your premier partner in the apparel industry. With one website, one purchase order, 14 distribution centers, and over 100 beloved brands, you can streamline your ordering and hit free freight faster than ever. S&S has 1 to 2 day shipping with the lowest error rate in the industry. Be sure to order your blanks from ssactivewear.com. Today's episode is brought to you by American Apparel, makers of the iconic 2001. Soft, fitted, and always in style, this shirt has been the go-to for brands, bands, and print shops for decades. If you want a shirt people actually want to wear, start with the iconic 2001. I got the privilege a couple days ago to live print with American Apparel and Live Nation at the Fillmore in Philly for a show, and it was awesome. The shirts printed great. Everything was fantastic. Highly recommend checking out American Apparel if you haven't in a while. They're back, baby, and it's good stuff. For over 90 years, Stahls has been the leading choice among apparel decorators for their heat transfer materials, heat press equipment, and custom transfer services. Not only do they offer some of the best products, but they are always looking to innovate and educate our industry on all things heat press. Head over to stahls.com to order your transfers and check them out on YouTube to be taught a thing or two. I must say, their booth at Printing United was super impressive. Stahls more and more are changing the game. I feel like I hate saying changing the game. It sounds fucking cheesy, but going there and seeing that they always have something new to show off. They're always changing things and making things better. It's definitely one of those companies that I really respect in this industry that is just trying to do good with everything they do. So if you haven't yet, go to stalls.com, check out all their offerings. It's really great stuff. Ryonet has always been that solid go-to resource for screen printers. Not only are their supplies super reliable, but their network of education and support is next level. Whether you're figuring things out or fine-tuning your process, they've got your back. Check them out at screenprinting.com. Lastly, if you are new to the industry, if you are an old school guy, girl, whatever, if you want to join a group of like-minded people who are not trolls, who are not going to call you stupid names or say everything you think is stupid, join our Discord channel. It is totally free. You can do it on your computer. You can do it on your phone. There's an app for Discord. Go to shirtshowofficial.com/Discord. And it's got everything to do with our industry in there. There's a lot of awesome people. It is monitored. Check it out. Join the party. Hang out. We'll see you there. I just want to say I appreciate all of you who listen to the show. It means the world to me. I see you guys at shows and you get to talk to me about it. Just come up to me and say hi. I get more and more. I get messages of like, oh, I saw you. I didn't know if I should interrupt, whatever. Just come say hi. I want to say hi. I want to see what you guys are doing. I will be, it's already going to happen by the time this episode comes out, but I will be at Print Hustlers and I am going to be at Long Beach in January. So come say hey. I appreciate you. Thank you all. Enjoy the episode. What's up, handsome?
Hello there.
How are you? How's things, man? I know it's been a little bit.
Oh, it's been good. A little bit of a wild year since I've seen you.
I think it's been that way for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a little bit different circumstances. I mean, that's kind of it's kind of the point of our chat today. But
yeah,
when did I see you last? Was it Long Beach of last year?
Yeah, that was Long Beach
this year.
This year, yeah. So January.
Yeah.
At the shirt show after party or whatever it's called.
I consider January last year. It was too.
Yeah, it might as well be. It seems like 2 years ago.
I know, for real.
And they all kind of blend in together.
We had you on. Christina did the numbers. I didn't look, but it was something like 4 years ago or something.
Yeah, 2021.
Isn't that insane?
I was like, dude, it's been time has
4
been
years
is way fast.
4 years is a long time in owning a business and changes and what happens and whatnot. So,
and we're still here.
And we're still here. For the people who didn't listen to the one 4 years ago, can you give me like a little bit of a recap of like who you are, what your shop is, and I guess what you guys have and what you're all about?
So we're Kinetic Print Co. We are in Claremont, California, so about 40 minutes outside of downtown Los Angeles area. Mm-hmm. So we're like the last city before you are into a different county. So LA, but not really. We do screen printing, embroidery, wide format, wraps, stickers, the whole shebang. We've been here for, I think this is our 10th year.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Congrats.
Yeah, I think this is officially 10 years, I think is in January, but we were operating late 2015, just not officially opened yet. Mm-hmm. We originally started working for a university in that we graduated from, so we helped build out their actual print shop. That would have been 2012. Yeah, so we helped them build the whole thing, which was essentially building a business. So we learned a lot from that, and took all the knowledge we had from there, the both good and the bad, all the mistakes. And then, so when we started our own place, we were there for about 5 years. And then when we started our own place, we knew, okay, we want to do this service. We don't want to offer this. We want this piece of equipment. We don't want this piece of equipment. Like, even if it wasn't bad, it was just like our workflow. We prefer to do this way.
Right. You say we, it's you and a partner, correct?
Oh yeah. So me and my partner, so my partner's name is Sean. So that way I don't have to keep calling partner. So if I say Sean, partner, my business partner, one of my best friends, he was like the best man at a wedding and stuff. So,
But
it's
you
been the
kind of
two of
handle
us.
one side of the business and he kind of
Yeah.
handles the other, correct?
Yeah, so the way we divided it up, instead of like, I know some places do like, oh, well, one guy does production and one guy does like the office
sales.
work and stuff like that. And then one that kind of, you always somebody ends up getting the short end of the stick in that one. It's always like, oh, the office person's like, well, I've taken all my jobs for the day. Here you go, have fun.
Right.
They're all rush orders.
I responded to my emails and it's air conditioning, and you can go back out in the shop and print everything, and it's 110 degrees.
It's 110. They're all rush orders. They're all due tomorrow. So, enjoy working until 3 a.m. See ya.
Not my problem.
Yeah, we don't have that. So the way we kind of do it is he handles all the wide format stuff, like so any digital printing. For the most part, it's him. Any like installations, like wall wraps, car wraps, and stuff like that, I can go in a system on it, but for the most part, he heads that up. I head up all the screen printing stuff, and then embroidery, we kind of tag team on depending on who has the more workload. We kind of the other person will kind of handle like I'll take the job in, but like could go either way. We both set up. We both kind of handle, or if we need help on either side, we'll jump over and say, oh yeah, I can help over that, or vice versa.
Right.
Try and get that way we're both, somebody's not just always here late for something. And
it's just you two for the most part, right?
Yeah, we do bring in family help every once in a while, like when we get like really slammed. Like his wife or my wife will come in and just kind of do a little bit of this, that, or I have one of my kids come in and just help like stage things or catch off the dryer, which is like the slowest part.
Right.
But for the most part, it's just the two of us. For taking in orders, we both kind of like manage our own, kind of like managing our own accounts. But
so
it's
he
mainly
has
like
all the people that he deals with the wide format stuff. He's kind of writing the invoices and the emails and getting back to people, and then vice versa with you with screen printing, correct?
Correct. So the only difference is like sometimes, I'll have like a screen print person that's like, oh, I need to have also, 200 stickers. So I'll take it in and invoice it, but then I just kind of make a little work order sheet, send it over to him, say, hey, here you go. This order needs to be done with the order on Friday. All right, cool. Yeah. And then sometimes every once in a while, I say, hey, we need to order 50 shirts to go with our, sticker order and this and that. And then he pops over, hey, we need to order, 50 shirts for this person. Here's the size breakdown. And then any mock-ups or stuff like that, we just handle it. So they end up getting 2 emails, from 2 different people, just to make sure. We just say, hey, we word it as the expert person is going to email you on that. That way it doesn't feel weird. Like, why am I being handed off between? Like, no, trust me, this person, this is all they do. So you're going to get a second email from them, and then it'll be fine. And then they usually
I try to do that here with people who want to come to me. I'm like, trust me, like you want to go to Leanna, because if you don't, it's going to take 6 weeks to get back to you. Like, I'm going to not do this correctly. Like, I'm going to send it to her. And then people still get butthurt no matter what, because I feel like they wanted to go with me in the first place. Do you get that with your people too? Or are they just like, nah, he knows this thing. This is the rap side of this.
Most part, everybody is like fine with it, because I was like, dude, do you really need me to be the middleman? Like, now I got to go. Right. If you ask me a question, now I got to get up, go over, find him. Hey, can this be done? Or can you make the mock-up real quick? All right, now I'll go send them the proof. Like, it's going to be done way faster, and people appreciate when we just say it's going to be done quicker. Yeah. And everybody's deadlines are always so tight that they're always like happy with the fact that we got it done.
Yeah. I want to go back and ask you about the family thing, like having family in and help, because I'm in this like weird spot right now. And I was literally thinking about it this morning. I mean, maybe you have some words of wisdom for me. And I have a son and a daughter, a son who's 15 and a daughter who's 13. And my son, I don't know what's going on with him specifically, but like he's one of those kids that just like grew up with technology, and like his thing is like video games. Like he does esports at school. He does computer, like literally every game system, whatever. But he does it like that's his social time. Like, it's not just like, oh, I just want to play video games. It's like, no, that's his time with his friends. He like makes sure he's there. They all hang out, like have the most fucking giggles I've ever heard that kid ever make is when he's playing games with his friends. And anything else he's doing, he's kind of just like literal Eeyore. Like everything is just like, oh, like, hey, Gray, what do you want for dinner? I don't know, sustenance. And it's just like, there's whatever. And I'm thinking right now with him, of like, I need to get him out in like the real world to be like, I got him his working papers last year when he was 14, but I never brought him in because I kept like stopping myself because I was like, oh, is he going to be a burden in the shop? Because I'm not going to be out there. I can't babysit him. Like he's going to have to be under someone else. And I'm like, do I deal with that? Where do I put him? What do I do? So how do you do? I mean, do you just basically are like, hey, we need help at the shop, and you just grab a kid and bring him in and you're like, hey, you're going to be doing this? Or is there more like you felt that internal thing of like, are they going to do this? Do they want to do this? Like, how do I structure this? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe I just need to be like, get at the end of the dryer.
Yeah. So for me, it's the older one. She's 18 now. But she, for her high school stuff, she was doing like independent study and stuff like that. And I was like, well, you're just not going to hang out at home. So number one, you're going to do your work here, at the shop because we have like extra space and like an extra office. I'm like, here, you're doing work here. But it came down to like, hey, you're not doing a whole lot. Just come, you're just helping out with this kind of like, you're just helping out the family business. So I don't give them like, here, you're making screens, you're, printing the jobs or anything. It's more like, the weird kind of like time tedious work. Like, here, you can help for 20 minutes in between doing whatever else it is you're doing with technology, like, hey, you come do this, help out. The younger ones, they kind of like to help out because then they kind of learn like, oh, if I help out, we can help them do like move some or crush some boxes, that need to go out, take out the trash, do this and that around the shop. Then he gets to go home early and we get to go do something cool. Versus, oh, I want to go do something cool with you guys, but I'm stuck here until 7:30 today. Or if you guys help out, we leave at 5, and then we can go to the skate park.
That seems way more like a fun family chill vibe, though. Whereas me, I would be literally being like, "This is Dad's company, but you're not dealing with Dad. Like you're just gonna like be literally thrown to the shop and like Bill's going to tell you what to do. And like, you're going to have other employees that are like around you and talking shit. And
that would be like, if I was going to bring on one of them as an official capacity, like we already told the older one, like, you should go, can I just work here? And I was like, no, you need to go work for somebody else to get like an actual, like real world boss expectations rather than, like I can come in. Oh, what time do we need to be at work? Well, normally we're there by like 9, but today we're gonna get there at 9:30 because I got to make a couple stops. Like it's not a big deal because whatever. But I'm like, you need to have something more structured. And then after a while you can come back here versus if we had employees, then I'd be like, oh no, you can work here, but you're going to answer to.
Right. That's
Bill.
what I'm saying.
You're
like,
answer to
you
Bill.
would have to answer to these people. Right.
Yeah. Then it's totally fine. Cause then it's like, if they screw up, oh, fine. Well, dad's going to be all right with it. He's not going to care too much, like, or whatever. So no, like, whatever, you screwed up, go answer to whatever. If normally they would write up somebody for that, guess what? You're going to get written up for whatever it is. It's not like, do I need to, am I being too hard on them? Am I not being too hard on, am I being too easy? Trying to find that balance. It's like, no, you can deal with real world stuff. But for right now, like for our stuff, it's just more of like, helping out capacity, not too much like you are working here.
I also like, again, like Bill is my like one of my best friends, and it's kind of like I don't want to put on him and be like, hey, you're in charge of my son, and then like you have to like yell at my son or you have to like discipline my son or something, you know what I mean? Like,
at that point it's like answering to uncle. It's
right. It's like weird.
Still not the same. You could find like you're like another person.
I kind of like your thing of being like, oh, like go get a job at a pizza place or something, and then like get some shit under your belt of like you had to be there on time or you're gonna get fired, and like get the kinks out of him at a real place, and then be like, okay, we can come back and work for me. Like once you know that this is a real job, like not a I don't feel like it today, I'm gonna leave early kind of situation. Yeah,
like the younger ones too, because we do a lot of work like breweries and like the local breweries like around here, so. Sometimes they like pulling them off the dryer. Like, oh, can I help pull off the dryer? And then they go tell their friends, I I worked on the brewery stuff, beer stuff. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
But especially since they drive by them all the time and they see like the shirts around town, they're like, oh, cool. We helped, put those in boxes or something like that. I go, oh, that's cool. And, so they take a little bit of ownership. And the youngest one, he's like, oh, when you're doing embroidery, can I come and push the button to, start it? And then the only thing is he's like, can I help you with anything? I'm like, well, your level is like sweeping. He's like, well, I don't want to sweep. And I'm like, well, that's like what we need is sweeping around here. And but this year we had them at the shop a lot.
They only ever see like the fun side of things, I guess. You know what I mean? Like they come in and I might be at my desk or something during lunch and they see me like eating food and watching YouTube, or they come in after work when we're chilling and playing basketball or this or that and the other thing, or they see me go do like my daughter this weekend. Like I went and did a live print in Philly at Fillmore for Magdalena Bay, and she was like, oh, can I come? Like I want to watch shows and stuff. I was like, you don't understand. Like when we were there working, we didn't see the show. Like the show was behind us in the fucking thing. Like we were out front, like making shit by the merch,
not having the fun time.
Like I heard it, but I didn't get to see it. So like, I don't want you to think you can just ride with dad and like have a free concert. And then like, that's the end of it. Like that's what it's going to be. I'm like, no, like if you were to do this with me, you would be standing next to me, like making shit, talking to customers, like doing the whole thing. I don't know. Yeah, I'm at this weird spot with them of like, I don't know what to do. Like I'm also a softie when it comes to like giving in, I guess, on certain things with them. I don't know how it would be in this setting of like, no, you have to fucking do this and you have to be here at 9. You have to leave at 5. Like you have to do these things. And I'm the worst.
They've seen a lot of the fun stuff because like Sean, we call him like Uncle Sean. He always has like cool little like hobbies. He has like RC cars and stuff like that. They come by around the shop after they get out of school and be like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and we're out back like building little ramps in the parking lot, driving things around.
Stuff
like, oh, you guys get to do this all day?
Right.
Like, all day you guys can do this stuff? I'm like, well, no. Like it's 5 o'clock and we're ready to go home. But yeah, we have a big open parking lot where the last one's here. Or like we have our skateboards, or like they bring like we have a bunch of tools and stuff. So when they need to work on their bikes, like, I'm bringing it over here, and Sean helps them like take apart, fix whatever things they need, because he has like every tool you can imagine to tinker with back there. So but then we've been using it as like a way to teach balance to them too, of like, so yeah, we own the shop. Cool. So that gives us flexibility to like, oh, there's an event at my school or something on, Friday. Can you go? Can we go do this thing? Yeah, we can, but now I got to make up for it. So if I want to do that, I'm going to stay late on, Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, but we also wanted to do this thing with you on Wednesday and Thursday night. Well, if you want me to do one thing, I have to stay here late now to do the other thing. And so now we're
giving them a reality check.
Yeah, it's like we just been worrying about priorities. Like, all right, yeah, we want to do this thing. Like we go on Friday evenings, we go play like at a Pokemon tournament with the boys. And it's like an hour. To go home from my shop is like an hour. And on Friday, it's even longer. So I have to leave pretty early. So I'm like, if we want to do that, I have to make sure all my work is done earlier. So it means during the week, I'm here later. So that way I can leave half day on Friday. So I can pick you guys up, go home, do all the things. And then, so I can't be taking off like, oh, I have a school thing right after school. Can you come do it? No, I cannot do that. Right. I have to stay at work and work because I'm going to take a half day on Friday to take you guys to go, to your Pokemon tournament.
Right.
So then it's a lot of learning, like, what do we want to do? Yeah, we have flexibility, but it means you have to make up for it somewhere else.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to have to be tossed into the fire on this and kind of like figure out the best way to do it with them. And the only thing I could think of at this point, I've talked about it on the show a couple times, is like I'm bringing buttons back and like making a side business of doing buttons. And I was like, well, I'll get the website going. I will get the orders coming in, and then I'll just have them make buttons because it's its own thing. It's like, all right, sit in this room, put buttons together, run. Right. Like, well, I have an auto button maker now too. So it'd be like, it'd be a lot easier of doing, but still it'd just be like, yeah, I'll pay you like I don't know if it's per piece or it's per order or whatever, and just come in and make buttons. You can make your money. You can sit here. You can do something that's not home or video games or phones or whatever. And then
make your own money and
make your own money.
Learn to save.
My son would really like doing it. I feel like he wants to work. He keeps asking me about it. I just don't know what I have for him. Like,
it's a hard one because you don't want. How hard do you be on him?
Right. Like I already have employees for all the things I need. I would just be like, oh, we'll go get in someone's way, basically, is what it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want him in the office because like doing computer stuff, because then it's like, then he's just going to get the wrong idea and think that he can just like sit on the computer all day. And I'm trying to get him away from the computer. Like that's the whole point, is like giving him something else to do.
Yeah, go break a sweat in 110 degree heat in the warehouse.
Yeah, go do that.
build
we don't have
character.
that here in New York, Rick. It's not the same as California.
Oh, right.
I mean, it's like a warm 34 degrees here today. So,
yeah, we hit 95 again or 90 something again today. I was like, oh, nice, and I was like, finally cooling down. It's nice to be out there. Then suddenly, I'm not ready for 90 degrees again. I already put away like, all the shorts and stuff.
I'm very happy with like hoodie and jean weather.
Yep.
So basically, from the last time we talked till now, you've kind of gone through some pretty extreme things. Like, I'm not going to speak for you, but like you working along, you and your partner doing your thing, everything's normal, doing work, and then something happens and everything changes. And that was kind of what we want to talk about today. So we talked a while ago, again, like the beginning of the year, but even before that, about let's talk about what happened to you, but you were still kind of going through it and figuring things out.
Yeah, that one I was still in January. I was still getting my bearings.
Yeah,
it was exactly. It was still in the middle of the adjustment.
So I guess give the story of what happened.
Okay, so a year ago, October 4th would have been it. Was the exact day. I was driving home after I picked up all the kids from school on a Friday. I had a migraine all day, like the weird haze, like vision issues throughout the day. So I knew the headache was coming. I was like, I need to go home, but I got to pick up the kids. Whatever, I'll just tough it out. On the way home, I sneezed and the headache had already kicked in. And while I was driving, luckily we were at a stoplight, and then everything turned to static in my vision. It was, looked just like a TV screen with like little ants dancing everywhere. And then as it came back to, suddenly my vision was not the same. I couldn't see to the side at all. Everything was stacked double vision. It was super disorienting. Luckily, my kid was in the driver's seat, the older one, or in the passenger seat. So she was able to navigate me through an intersection. Cause I could kind of see, but I had no depth perception because I'm still trying to make heads or tails of what happened.
I know this is probably too much information, but like two things. One, what did you do in that moment? Like you couldn't have been calm. You had to have been like, what the fuck? Like,
well,
were you like,
it was it was a giant, just what's happening. And like, okay, but it's me by myself with 3 kids in the car.
Right.
So
at an intersection.
At an intersection, luckily we were stopped. So it gave me a chance to kind of take a breath. And I was like, I cannot panic right now. But I knew I had vision issues all day. So I was like, something is up. I just must, I don't know what's happening, but we just need to get off the street was my biggest thing. We need to get off. I know the area enough to where we can kind of wiggle our way up to a neighborhood. Finally parked. All right, cool. Now let's call mom.
Right.
So she came over.
Part two of that thing was, and we talked about this, was you didn't sneeze. You held it, right?
Yeah, I did hold it. Yeah. Which
always freaks me out. Like I hold it constantly. Like
don't do that.
Anytime I'm in public, like I do the whole like hold it in, and then you feel like your fucking vertebrae snap and shit. Like I feel like that, like I'm gonna blow my eyes out of my head, which kind of is what you did.
Or in this case, you blow a blood clot through your brain and have a stroke.
Right.
So. After we went to the emergency room we were there for, I have no idea how long before they took me into an actual room. I did all the CT scan, 2 of them, I think, and then an MRI. Apparently, even on the MRI, they could tell. They were like, hey, do you have problems with your vision? I was like, I never told you, so that's not a good sign.
Right.
So apparently it was just, glaringly obvious what happened. I had no idea. But then came to find out, who knows how many hours later, I was in some room. It's a windowless maze in the hospital. So I had no idea. It could have been Saturday morning at this point.
Yeah.
They came to tell me that I had a stroke and that it affected the occipital lobe of my brain. And that's why my brain isn't getting the signal from my eyes, but only on on the left side of my brain. So that's why I can see on the left side of my eyes, but that controls the right side of your eyes. So my eyes are perfectly fine. My brain is just not receiving the signals. So the hardest thing we came to find out is so if you have a stroke and you get I say normal stroke, and it affects your speech or your motor skills.
Yeah.
There's physical therapy that you can do to let me, work on getting my hand moving or learning to talk again. For me, it was just only my brain receiving a signal. So it's how do you train your brain? And apparently there's not really a whole lot on that right now. It's just good luck. So.
Well, before we go too far, did they tell you, this far in, was the headache just a headache, or was that a blood clot was on its way or having an issue and it was kind of like a precursor, and then the sneeze just really fucked it?
The sneeze is what just put it through kind of thing, whatever it was is just kind of was the trigger of something that was probably going to happen anyway. Is just,
that's what I was wondering. Was the headache a sign of this might happen at some point, but the sneeze really kicked it over the edge?
Yeah. So I get migraines a lot, headaches and stuff. So I kind of used to it. Here we go again, but they said that this stroke was the migraine caused the stroke. And apparently that's super duper rare. And I guess a lot of migraines give you stroke symptoms, with vision issues or whatever.
Right.
But this one was a migraine caused the strokes, and they said super rare, and it's also very rare for it to happen again. But let's not take any chances. Right. So I don't remember there's a term for it, but I can't remember because it's some long name of what it did to me. But I went through every test you could think of. Because most of the doctors didn't believe, the neurologist didn't believe that it was a migraine-induced stroke. It has to be something else. So I had a cardiologist. So they took pictures of my heart, both the front and the back. They stick a tube down your throat to take a picture of your heart from behind to see if you have any holes in there. Yeah, they drugged me up for that one. The last thing I remember that one was they said, "Oh, we're giving you fentanyl." And I was like, "Excuse me?" Boom, gave it to me. I was like, "I thought you die from this."
Yeah, we're told to stay away from this.
I'm told to stay away from it. And the last thing they tell me is that. And now I'm in some weird trance, haze, what's happening as they're shoving something down my throat to take a picture of my heart. And then there's no problem there. I went to a hematologist. They're like, "You have no history, nothing wrong with your blood. You don't have any clotting disorders." So they were just checking all the boxes down. And then they kept coming up to, "It must be that, but we don't believe it." And I'm like, "All right, cool. What do we do then?" They're like, "Well."
So did they say how does that form? Because there was a blood clot, correct? That's what it is, right? It
from what I understood, yeah, it had to be a little blood clot. For some reason, blood didn't get to that part of my brain, so now that part of my brain is damaged, dead, something like that.
Right.
A lot of the information they told me was in the hospital at that time, but there was so much information being thrown at me, and I was just exhausted. I didn't know if you have a stroke, you become physically just exhausted because your body went through, your brain went through some kind of traumatic thing. So I pretty much slept for 4 days straight, and then any information they're telling me, I just go, "Sure, okay." I don't know what's happening, and also it's just a flood of bad news all suddenly, so you just kind of tune out a little bit. Because all they said is pretty much "You're in the clear." We weren't worried about anything happening anymore, but they did have me on blood thinners for a while. I think I'm supposed to still be on them, but they made my tinnitus even worse.
You still had fucked up vision, though.
Yep. So the vision was the worst part, the only part for me. So got out of the hospital finally, and I still had like double vision, stacked double vision, which is very disorienting. And that was my biggest thing. I was like, I don't know if I can function in life, even if they're like telling me, oh, you'll be, it'll come back or somewhat come back. You'll be fine. Just find, the worst thing is they told me, find things you enjoy doing. And I was like, well, that's cool. Everything I enjoy doing is visual.
Right.
I like painting, playing games. I was like, cool. And they're like, well, and eventually you'll be able to go back to work. What do you do for work? And I was like, I print shirts.
Right.
I pretty much like, I need to see I design things. And they're like, oh. And the doctor just like walked out because he didn't know what to say.
What the fuck do blind people do for work? Like, what can you do? Like, I'm sure there's a job, but like, seriously, like, there's got to be a short ass list.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I started thinking. I was like, "What if I have to do this?" I was like, "Well, that involves reading a computer screen."
Is the only thing you can do.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh, dude, come on!" Like, I was like, "I guess I could work at fast food," but then I was like, "I still need to get there somehow." How am I going to
do fast food as a blind person or a person who can sees double of everything?
Just, I don't know. I was like trying to think of different things to do, and I was like, "Oh man, this is not going to be good." So I was like realizing, I was like, I can't drive anymore. I can't, which was like, there you go. There goes your independence. Right. And then, at this point, this is a month before our wedding. So perfect timing for that to happen.
Yeah. She needs to make a decision if she wants to be with somebody who's disabled or for not.
Yeah, that was my thought. I was like, she could this could be like, hey, I didn't sign up for this. Like, yeah. But she was trooper. She stayed she was there at the hospital with me the whole time. I think they only kicked her out one night, and I think she was going to fight a nurse that day when she was like, I'm not leaving. And she was getting ready to fight him. I was like, it's fine. Then it turns out I almost fought a nurse that night. So, but yeah, she was there the whole time, and like, we'll make it work. She kept saying, we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. Don't even worry about it. We'll figure it out. Like, all right. So
how long did you have because I think when I talked to you, you had, I don't want to say normal vision, but you could see. You just couldn't see on the sides. Like, you had no peripheral vision.
Right. So I don't know how long it took, but probably a month. By about a month, I was moving around a little better. I don't think I had as much double vision. Because at the wedding, I started to read the vows, and I was like, I can do this totally. But it never came back fully. So it just cleared up to where now I don't have double vision anymore. I have a blurry center line here because the right side of my left eye isn't there. So if I put my hand like this, I can see this part of my hand. I can't see this part of my hand.
So you still have that.
Yeah. So and that's since it's been a year. They back in July, I think the doctor said, where you're at now, like, just anticipate this is it. We're not praying for miracles or anything like that. Just adapt. We are at the stage of we adapt. Right. All right, cool. And that's when they told me, like, hey, we can do this for driving, and we can do these different tests and like cognitive things. And by this point, I was like feeling pretty good about driving. I think I can do it, but I wanted some kind of official clearance. That way I didn't get in trouble if anything ever did happen.
Right.
So it's just weird now. So I just know I can't see over here. And that just is what it is.
I mean, I have a friend that I went to high school with that has one eye, and he drives. So it's got to be the same. Like, it's got to be the same for him. Like, there's no way he can see a fucking truck coming up on the left. He has his right eye. Like, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, so he can drive. So I don't see why you can drive.
Yeah, it's just it was like, because of the way it's cut off, it's just a little different than, because like, at least if you have peripheral, you still have like these weird clues from both eyes. Right. Mine, I don't have the clue at all. It just suddenly, it appears in front of me now.
Everything's a magic trick.
Yeah, it's like, it's spooky because like sometimes I turn, I'm like, when did you get there? I'm like, dude, I've been here for like 5 minutes. I'm like,
right. I've been standing right next to you.
Yeah. So the problem we had was, so I had a bunch of jobs already coming in when it happened.
Right.
So it was like Adriana texting Sean, hey, he's in the hospital. We don't know what's going on. And then eventually find out what it was. And now it's like, hey, Sean, you're going to take over for a bit because we don't know what's happening. We don't even know when Rick's going to get out of the hospital. Like, so
did he know how to print or anything like that? because that was kind of your domain.
He knows how to screen print, but it's one of those things like, when you practice with a machine over and over, you're like, okay, I know this. Same thing. I can run the wide format printer. Kind of.
If you have
I haven't run it I haven't run it in forever. So to me, I go like, all right, where's that setting at again? And where's this thing? And you do your checklist of things you need to do before you hit print or on anything. So it's like that thing. So for him, he's like, and I started moving things around, like, oh, I think I like having things here instead of there, or this system. So he's like, where you have 2 white inks? Which white ink do we use? I use one for this and the other one's for something. Don't worry about it. I just happened to have it out because I was working on that on Friday, and I was like, don't worry about it. I'll, move it around on Monday. So for that first week, he was just kind of calling and being like, hey, how do I do this? And I'm having to like picture in my head, like, where is that button? When you can do it when it's in front of you, but when it's not in front of you, you have to be like, what is it color is that button again? I don't know. So we did a lot of that, and he was fielding all the emails from both of us. Like, he came and picked up my laptop, and that way he could have my laptop open with all my emails and just try and see who had I been talking to, who had orders coming in, and who was like
and if you want to answer or whatever, I mean, he's not here, but like, realistically, how do you think he felt about that situation? Like, I know he probably feels like, oh, well, I have to do this. Like, I have no other option. But like, I guess the goal of this conversation is to be like, you can't be ready for everything, but you kind of need to prepare for in case of something. You know what I mean? Like, you and him had a thing going, but like, in all reality, you had to be gone. And then now all of a sudden the business either stops or it continues, but it limps along. Like, how did he feel about not knowing if you were going to come back or not or whatever? Yeah.
He was overwhelmed because it was just like suddenly he has his week planned, going into the week thinking, oh, I have job A, B, C, D. All right, cool. No problem. And then now suddenly add on all that, plus learning and plus having to field and talk to everybody who's suddenly like, hey, where's my stuff at? Are we still on track for Friday? And he's like, I have no idea. Like, where are we?
Rik had a stroke and I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So luckily most of our customers are like, we have built like good relationships with, so they all know us personally, more or less, to where when he's like, hey, yeah, Rik had a stroke. And then most of them pumped the brakes, said, oh my God. Like,
right.
Whatever you need. Like, some of them like came out and like said, hey, we'll come over and help Sean. Like, if you need anything, like we'll come help you.
Right. Awesome.
So that was nice. And some people said, hey, well, you can push mine off for a little bit. If somebody else needs something, like, you can push it off. We just, normally we just think, oh yeah, we give you a deadline just to have one, but they didn't care. And then, so I think the first week was, I think I came in once just to check in on some stuff and like kind of see if I could walk around the shop and see how it went. It was a little weird, a little rough. My parents were here helping too. The next week I was like, all right, I think I can kind of see better. And I was like kind of learning how things looked and like where things are placed based on like the vision and blurriness. So with his help, we did a job that was like 4 or 5 color front, 4 or 5 color back, like all custom color, very specific colors that needed to be done.
You were there
like
doing it, trying to get it done with your issue?
Yeah. So he was, but I was helping him. So we were able to, I was helping him separate the file, like click there, I think, which, the buttons to click. All right, cool. Let's print it. And then help me getting it like into the pre-registration thing. Cause I was like, we need to get this dialed in as much early on before we get to press.
Yeah.
Even though he could probably do it otherwise, but I was like, here's how I do it to make sure. But then if I lined it up, I was like, all right, I think this is it. And you look at it now. And then he would say, yeah, we're on. Okay, cool. So then we just kind of tag team that job as I would kind of guide him through from the sidelines. Like, okay, do this. My parents were here. I taught my mom how to mix ink. So she's sitting there having fun because my mom likes painting and stuff like that. She's like, oh, this is great. I'm mixing all these buckets of ink and stuff like that. So she had a good time with that. And she was learning to run the embroidery machine because we had embroidery stuff. I was like, okay, I'm going to help Sean do this. Here's how the embroidery machine runs. It's already set up. Just hit go and hoop hats.
Right.
All right. She's like, all right, we're good. So that's when we kind of figured, all right, so it's not the end of the world. We can still figure it out. Right now, though, the hard thing is, how am I getting to work every day? Because I don't live in walking distance.
I mean, mentally, are you there yet? Like, are you ready to be back at work? You said you're what, a week or two in?
Yeah, I was not supposed to be at all. But as a business owner, it was like, I don't have disability.
Right.
We don't have this and that. So I was like, either I have to figure something out. Otherwise, I mean, wrap it up. No more shop. I don't know. I don't get paid. We don't make money.
Right.
We can't, if we miss some of these things, like, we'll just lose customers. We'll be done. So against my wife's wishes, I was here.
Right.
But mainly sitting on the sideline, kind of guiding Sean for the most part and helping him through it but I had shorter days where I'd go home. I'd go home because I needed to be resting a lot more. So everything I would do also just exhausted me. So that was the second week, I think. And then from there, we just kind of kept giving me more and more responsibilities back. But the emails was the hardest thing because I couldn't read. So I was like, you still need to answer emails. Or if I look at an email, like, my wife would be here, like, hey, you need to double check. What are they saying? What do I write back to them? I pretty much didn't have my phone with me for like a month because I couldn't read anyway. So I was like, hey, if you need me,
why? This
text
might be
her.
a dumb question, but like, why couldn't you read? Like, you could walk around and see what you were doing. Was it just because of the double vision?
Yeah, the double vision thing, and like there's a blurry thing in the middle, and it's chopped off over here. So to me, text on the sheet looked like this. If I was reading across, like it would look like like the text was rolling underneath the other set of text. So if you were to read a full sentence, the second half of the sentence would be over here, but that like third would be tucked under,
Dude,
tucked under.
You're giving me like such anxiety thinking about that, because that would drive me crazy.
Yeah, it's really hard. And then also you think, like, I'd still do it now, where if someone says, like, an email, oh yeah, the yellow looks great, period. I look at that, I'm like, great. I don't see, because of where the spacing and the cut and everything in my vision, I didn't see the part that says, but can we also make it an inch bigger? So now I'm learning. It's just like a practice thing where we adapt now, where I have to go.
Do you literally turn your head?
Read all over. Yes. Yes, because if I track over, it doesn't match the same anymore. So now I have special glasses, though, that are prism glasses. So they help. They're like really thick, but they help warp the image. Glasses. Yeah, I had to pay extra so that they weren't like that thick. So they slimmed them down a little bit, but they helps bring the image that I'm missing over here and kind of warps it in front of me. So that way, now when I track with just my eyes, it's more like how it should be. And like, I can actually read a smooth, like, sentence. So it'll help, but it still takes an adjustment, because everything is like, if you were to like, hey, throw me a football, and I had them on, I would throw like 2 feet to your left because it like moves the image that much. And you'd be like, what are you doing? So it's only for reading, not for like driving or doing anything else. I said, for now, like at the point I've gotten to, I kind of, sometimes I forget that I can't see over here until something jumps out of it and, spooks me. But there's times you just kind of forget.
So basically, did you try to go back to work that whole time, or have you just been gradually getting more and more comfortable with work, like since a week after it happened? Like, you didn't take off a long period of time, right? You just kind of went back because you had to.
Yep, that was it. And then just had to like just take it easy was the biggest thing.
Yeah,
taking it easy, and luckily most everybody knew, so they were like okay with like moving deadlines around. So that was helpful. It was a good team effort on both Sean's part, taking care of me here if Adriana couldn't be here, or Adriana taking care of me, and both of them double checking, like, hey, don't do anything stupid. Like, you just had a stroke. Like,
yeah, for real.
Take it easy. So like there was a little bit of there because, me, I'm trying to push myself. Just like, I need to get this done. I can't let anybody down. I can't let Sean down because of the business. We put so much effort in this for the past, 9, 8 years or whatever it is. And then also, I got to keep doing to make money so we can bring money home for the house, the family stuff. And like, oh, no.
Christina and Bill and Brian do this to me all the time where they can tell. Like, they can tell I'm super stressed out, or they can tell that I'm fucking quiet or something. They know something is going on with me. And I think I'm so used to it now after years of just like whatever, like suppressing shit, that I don't even think about it. Like, Bill will come in my office like all day, every day and be like, "What's wrong, man? Like, what like, I can tell by your face, like something's not right or whatever." And this is a friend like coming in and being like, grabbing your shoulder, being like, "Hey, what's wrong? Like, what's going on?" And I'm like, 9 times out of 10, I'm like, "Dude, I am totally fine. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I don't understand why you're asking me this question." And then like 3 days later, it'll hit me and be like, "Oh yeah, it's because of this. Like, I feel like I've just been in a hole and this thing is actually bothering me, even though I didn't think about it or whatever." But it's just kind of like, they're right. Like, all of them are right, because it's like, at some point you just need to like let them help. Cause like, that's all he wanted to do. He just wanted to talk about it and be like, "What's wrong with you?" And then like, I tell him, and like, they help me figure it out, or they take me to do something, you know what I mean? And be like, "Oh, let's go play basketball, or let's go to the casino, or let's fucking go out to eat or play video games or something," just to get you out of that space. Because then once you're out of that space, you loosen up and you're like, "Oh, there's Dylan again. Like, he's back. Like, everything's fine." And it's just like, I get what you're talking about. Like, "Oh, I just need to go back to work. I need to figure this out. I need to live. I need to do this other thing." But like, I don't know. Like, maybe, do you feel like you let everybody help because you just like physically had to have them help? Or were you fighting it? Like, fuck, I really don't want my mom doing the embroidery. I don't want
I felt
him doing
bad
this or
because,
that.
because I didn't I didn't want Sean overloaded with stuff. So I was like, "Hey, I got to come back for that." And like, having my parents come up and be like, "Hey, can you run, the embroidery machine for 8 hours today? I know you guys are retired and supposed to be living the time of your life, but I need you here." Then my wife, she's like, "Hey, can you drive me to work every day now? I know it's like an hour there, an hour back, and we still have to pick up the kids in the middle of the day." She ended up having to work way late to get. Luckily we lucked out. She works from home, so she can work anywhere. So we have an extra office here that we normally were going to use for some other things.
With you, but she works from there instead of from home.
Yeah, so we set up her desk and office and stuff here. But still, it's like, I'm supposed to start work at this time, but now I guess, because I was the one dropping the kids off at school and stuff in the morning,
right.
And now it's like, she's got to do that. Go to the work, go here, do this, do that. If I have to make a delivery, I say, "Hey, someone needs this stuff. I was supposed to deliver it. I guess we can't do deliveries anymore."
Right.
So it just got weird, and everybody kind of helped out, but it's still, you feel bad.
And I think that's the thing, though, is like
convalescent.
Right. And I think that's the thing, though, too, is like, growing up, I don't know what it was or what trauma I fucking went through or something. I don't know, where I feel bad putting anything on anybody at all. And I'm like, well, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. I'll just do it. And then like, everything is just me doing everything. And then when my close friends and, whatever are like, "Hey, I can do this for you. I can help you get out of this," or whatever, you still think you're like burdening them with it. But a lot of times they're just like happy to help you. Like, they're like, "It's not a big deal. Like, I can do this, like, whatever." And I totally am relating to like what you're talking about, where it's like, I would be a puddle every day. I feel like if everyone around me was just doing the shit that I was doing and I'm like putting it on them, I would be like, well, I'm just going to not be here then. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this sucks.
One of the first,
did it take you a while to get like around that?
I don't think I ever did get around it. I was like determined to drive. That was a big one. Cause after probably after the first month or so, I was pretty much self-sufficient around the shop now. I would just like, it came to like a really detailed job or like something I was like, a little questioning, is this actually lined up or is there white peeking out or something like that? I'd have Sean, or especially at bigger jobs, I was like, "Hey, I need you to put a second set of eyes on this to really double check did we do it right? Everything looks the way it should." which he didn't mind. That's easy. He comes over for 2 minutes, like, yep, we're good. Run it. So, after that, we're pretty good that I could think of. The worst thing was like, I think one of the first weeks, airline blew on the press. And now I definitely couldn't follow any lines or like electrical on the press, because you look at the wires and now suddenly instead of there being 20 wires to try and figure out what's what, there's now 40 and like trying to see which way they go. So Sean had to come over and he's like, all right, let me figure out how to rerun an airline that for a job that needs to be done tomorrow morning. So he's like, I knew the press pretty well before, but now I'm like, I don't know where it's at. I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
But he's like, anything we've done in the shop, it's like any kind of handy work or like running lines and we'll just say some other handy things around the shop. He knows how to do it and has done it.
Right.
And usually I'm just kind of helping him. So he's like, all right, I got this. I can tinker with it. And then next thing I know, it came in the morning. He's like, look, airline fixed. And he showed me the airline that had a huge rip through it in the middle of it. And he's like, it took me like 45 minutes, but I got it.
I put duct tape on it and it's good to go now.
Yeah. So, that was a pretty rough one that he had to like figure out. Also, now he's like, now I'm the tech. Now he's the tech for the press
right.
one. Normally I was the tech for it.
Yeah.
But it's like another thing.
Well, I guess the overall thing with all of this too, and I mean, so right now, like to wrap that part of it up is like you're pretty good now, right? Like you've gotten used to the vision. You can work. You can do.
I can drive
most
now
of the
as
things.
Of August. I can drive now, which took a huge plate off of my wife. Now she doesn't have to come here and drive. So our life is back to pretty much normal.
Right.
And like we just had like a post. I posted about it like last week or something like that. We did that same octopus job, but it's for a brewery. It was like their 8-year anniversary last year. This year was a 9-year anniversary. And so it was a pretty big moment for me where I realized, like a year ago, Sean, we were like panicking, like, what are we doing? What's going to happen for our future? Like, we're flailing through this job, hoping for the best. And like, I'm coaching him. But then this year, like I did it all on my own. I mean, I've been doing things on my own, but it's like a milestone job. And like the biggest concern we had was, hey, what do you think about this blue? Should we change it? And that was our biggest concern of the day. Like, should we tweak it? All right, cool. So then once I realized, like, a year ago we were in a much different place, and now we're just, like it's like every day. It's just now the biggest thing was you go through a weird slump when everything, money stops coming in because you're pausing because you don't want to overload. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Right.
So it's been a weird year for that.
And again, to wrap up the clot thing and the stroke thing, did that just go away then? Like it did its damage and it's done? Like that clot's gone? Yep. Like they took care of it?
Gone. Whatever it was, gone. That's what they said. It'd be very, very rare for it to even happen again. And they just said I'm allergic to some migraine medication now, just in case, because that can trigger another stroke. And I was like, all right.
Well, long story short, what you told me in Long Beach was just don't hold in the sneeze.
Don't hold your sneezes. Don't hold your sneeze back. Just let it ride.
I kind of like it though. Like, to be honest, like I know this is triggering for you because it fucking changed your life, but like, I don't know why. It's mostly on an airplane because I fly all the time. But if I have to sneeze on an airplane, I'm holding that thing. Like I will do the whole, and then, but the thing is it cracks my back so good every time. Like I literally feel my spine go, like every time I hold in the sneeze. So like,
until one day
it blows my fucking brain,
and you're just like,
I mean, that's not funny. That happens to somebody I know. Don't do that. Don't hold your sneezes.
Yeah, I always joke whenever someone's like, I have such a bad headache. I'm like, don't sneeze.
I had the worst headache.
My wife doesn't find it as funny as I do, but
yeah, seriously.
She's like, that was really traumatic for me too. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm trying to get over it.
Yeah, but it was me and I can laugh about it.
It's me. It's fine.
I guess the reason why we wanted to talk about it on this episode is, to catch up with you and kind of hear the story and everything, but also too, like, you must have thought to a degree of like, well, if I had this in place or whatever, or even if you didn't think of having this in place, like to the people listening, it's kind of like an insurance policy to a degree of like, maybe at least have the bare minimum of this prepared in case it could be anything. It could be you're just out sick for 2 weeks and you get fucking COVID number 86 or something. Like, what can you do at your shop to kind of prepare for you not being there for an extended period of time? Be that, like, a couple things came to mind that I wrote down during you talking. It's just like, hey, like, maybe worst case scenario, just have like a Rolodex of like top printers across the United States or even in your area that, like, say this happened and you were like, yo, we have a shop that's 10 miles away that I'm buddies with, or I have a contract price sheet between the two of us. I can just send all my work there. Like every job that comes in, everything we had already ready to go, it's going to XYZ shop 10 miles away. Like,
yeah, we did have some of that, which actually, Cohen over at Pulse Merch, he's a good buddy of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him pretty soon right after, like Adrian, I think, messaged him because I think he was trying to get a hold of me, but he offered to be like, hey, just let me know. If you need anything printed, I'll send it over to me. I'll get you taken care of. So he offered to kind of just help out in general to get us through whatever. I think you kind of said something to Adriana when it happened to offer to help. Like if we needed anything, especially if it was over on the East Coast, like, hey, send it over to you and then you can get it taken care of. So like I just wanted to steal your people customers. Reaching out. I figured.
I saw an opportunity. I was like, he's out for a little while. I could just at least jump on it and steal his customers.
So we had people offering to help, but definitely, probably have more of a Rolodex of printers who you built a relationship with. We do have some friends who are right down the street here. They have a pretty sizable shop who do contract printing all the time too, where I would trust to be like, yeah, you know what, if we have to, just give it to them for now until we figure it out. But some other things, I mean, obviously having employees would help, who can run and do your job anyway. So that way it's like, oh, he's gone. Like even taking a vacation, like who cares? You're gone. We run it better than him anyway.
Right.
Having employees there. We were in the middle of
having SOPs to a degree. Like that would have helped Sean out somewhat if you had like a video SOP of like starting the press and getting this ready or something, or like, this is why I use 2 whites. You know what I mean? Just like something to be like, oh, this is why. Like everybody talks, and I'm guilty of it too. Everybody talks about how they should have SOPs and blah, 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 and everything else. But the problem is do people actually have them? Like, I would love, like Scott Kingscreen have a fucking QR code on everything in the shop and just be like, oh, scan it, brings up a private video. This is how you code a screen with a Unicode, or this is how you burn a screen. This is how you tape this, or this is how you run the press, or this is how we run white ink, like all of these little videos of this is how we do things. Then if somebody's out, worst case scenario, you said you were telling your mom how to hoop hats or whatever. It's like, oh, here's how you hoop a hat. Like, this is how you run the embroidery machine. Like,
it's things that you don't think about when you're doing it by yourself, because you're like, why am I going to make a video on how to turn on the press for myself? Because you think,
but then when you hold a sneeze and have a stroke,
then you go, oh shit, that's why.
That's why you have these things.
Yeah. Making those things, but it still puts, when you have all your other things going on, like you still put it on like as a priority. You're like, oh, that's still down the list because.
But the problem is
we go, I'm going to have employees eventually.
The problem is we don't think about it because we're not forced to do it. You know what I mean? It's like you have to have insurance, because if you don't, it's for a lot of cases, like here in New York, a lot of them are against the law not to have. And it's like, how many people would actually have all these insurance policies if we weren't forced to have it? You know what I mean? It's kind of like we should force ourselves at some point to be like, okay, well, I need this, or I need this training, or this SOP, or this Rolodex of print shops, or whatever, because who knows what's going to happen to me. And, are my kids going to have, money to live and do all these other things? Like, that's what we should be thinking about. So that's, again, like, I'm not trying to say like, what did you figure out or not figure out? I just think shops in general should have maybe like a 10-step program that we all go through and do to prepare our shops for us not being there, or for a key employee. Like, it might not even be me. What if it was Bill?
Yeah, it could be anybody.
Production
Any
manager.
employee.
It could be Brian left to go do had maternity leave. You know what I mean? Like, he was out for a month, and then I had to ask him, like, hey, can you make me some looms? Like, how you send jobs to the laser, like how to do this and that. And it was like, I had the luxury of having time, like a couple weeks, to have him make those. But what if he got sick and he was just out the next day? Like, oh, I'm deathly ill in bed or something, you know, like, I got to do this first. But like, I'd be screwed. I wouldn't be able to call him and be like, hey, how do you format this file? Like, we weren't prepared for this. I don't know how to do this at all. Like, I have to send jobs out now because I can't even fucking burn a screen.
Yeah, it's definitely having some kind of the SOPs, especially if you have people working there. And then you just, like I said, you don't think about it when you're by yourself. You're just like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Who am I going to pass it off to? And you go, I just didn't really realize it.
Right.
Yeah, definitely having some kind of redundancies behind you too, like somebody else who at least has some kind of clue what you're doing. So like, luckily we have some overlap, so it wasn't just complete shot in the dark.
He
you
didn't
know
know anything.
Yeah. Biggest thing too was we were already in the middle of transitioning from like some kind of storage system we had, but like a central file storage. So like we use Microsoft, the OneDrive. So we have a OneDrive file. That way it's like, all right, save, customer file to here, and we're trying to like standardize. This is how we save them. Like, this is the folders that at least you can look up, shirt show, and then go in there and then by date. So if he needs to see in my email is like, oh, you took the order in on the 25th. Let me look at the 25th. Oh, there's the file in there.
I'm
easy way for someone else to.
I'm ignorant to a lot of different ways that people do these things or have these, systems or whatever. But like, for us, that's basically our Google Drive. And people are like, oh, use Google for that and whatever. I'm like, dude, if Google goes down, the fucking world is going down. Like, I don't know what you guys are relying on Joe Schmo's like print software. I was like, I am way more thinking that print software is going to go under or go out of business, or something's going to happen to Joe before Google does. Like, I'm trusting all of my art files to be in a Google Drive that I pay, I don't even know what it is, fucking $10 a month for X terabytes of whatever. And I can pull it up on my phone, and like, it can be pulled up on any computer and whatever. But like, nobody here saves any files on their actual computer. It's all saved on the drive. Yep. And the nice thing about the drive, like you said, is like, anytime anybody inputs anything or does anything, it's all like, Dylan put it in at this date at this time. So like you said, it's like, oh, well, these are the newer files, or this is the whatever. Like, yeah, we train ourselves too to like label every file nicely. It's not like file new. Like, you know what I mean? They're like well labeled. Then it's kind of like, okay, cool.
To be like, this is the one, this is, and then we updated that file since then, because before they wanted to change from last year's Christmas file. Now this year's Christmas file different, because we have to change. It says, like, that one will say new for 2025.
It'll be Christmas logo, Christmas logo, new, Christmas logo, new, like
new, extra new. Don't use this one.
Way more new.
Yeah. And then the other one we thought about using was like I don't know what kind of program it is, but it's like a centralized email system where other people can see it, like specifically for customer communications. That way, it's almost like almost instant messengers that run as email outgoing. I've seen some
just texted me and said front. I guess that's one of those email systems.
Yeah, I guess so. I've never looked. We haven't looked into it too much yet, but it's something that way. It's you know what, he's out. Let me see where he's at without having to be like, hey, what's your login to your email? Or we have like a central email too, but still people sometimes email us directly anyway. Mm-hmm. So, or it's trying to be like, we're sharing one email where, hey, it's in that info account. You're like looking through, like, what's that person's name?
Yeah. I'm not trying to sell people Google, but I'm just trying to say, like, I have the admin account and it lets me get in everybody else's email if I had to. Like, I can go to anybody here's email and check it and do whatever I need to do because I'm the admin.
I mean, I guess technically we could do that too, but I'm also like, I don't want. We also use like some of it as our personal stuff. I'm like, I don't want to go sifting through
you don't
emails.
want to snoop through people's emails. Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah,
I'd rather
for
just be
sure.
able to go, oh, you were talking to customer X. Like, let me just go and I can see your email chain. Let me answer. And it
Right.
says now it's from Rick instead of, hey, loop me into that email so that way I can take over. And
Yeah.
we can just kind of have a nice thread of it. So something like that was ideas that we've had. Like, hey, how do we not have just let somebody in the dark? Is like, yeah, you said you could get just sick,
You never know.
and I have no,
I
and
mean,
I
what
have no
happens if
idea.
something happens to Sean tomorrow and you need to do wraps or whatever? Like,
Yeah,
are things
that
prepared on
happened to
his
a,
side?
hey, he had something happen come up. He was like, oh, I'll be out for the next 2 days, and then somebody's emailing him, something or something, and he's like, hey, they show up, hey, I emailed Sean earlier, he hasn't responded. You're like, okay. Or, I'm gone, I leave, and something like that.
Right.
They come in and he's texting me, hey, somebody's here talking about this. They said they emailed you. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I was on a plane.
Right.
I don't know what they're asking about.
Yeah. Is there anything else you can think about that like maybe you've added or that you would recommend that somebody looks into?
I think those are the biggest ones. Just like some, you said, like standard, like some SOPs, and definitely keeping all your stuff accessible for everyone to be able to get to. That way there's no like, well, where is it? Oh, well, I took my laptop home. Even if you just, I'm out sick and I took my laptop home.
Yeah.
Great. Now how do we get it?
I don't know who said
Or
it or
my
what it
computer
is.
crashed.
I know it's a thing or whatever, but the whole like working on your business or working in your business kind of thing. And it's like, again, you just get it to a point. I think the discussion was when we were talking about selling the business. There's a couple episodes where I think we did with like Bruce and Steven or something where it was like getting your business ready if you were to sell or whatever. And you're not really selling a business if you are you're a key part of the business. Like if the company can't run without you, then there's no business to sell. Like it's just you. Like you are the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave, then it's just a room with equipment in it. So it's kind of like all of our goal as a business owner, not that you want to sell, but again, it goes to the point of if something happens, the company can run without you. It's the same if you want to sell your company is, can I leave for a month on vacation? Can I get sick and be gone for 2 months or whatever it is? Like any of these things apply, being selling or sick or whatever. It's just you not being there. Can the company run? Is it a company at that point? Or is it just Dylan does shit or Rick does stuff? You know what I mean? It's not Upstate Merge. It's not a thing. It's not like an entity. It's just me being here, moving around and doing things. Which I think the company that I have can run without me. It's just, I've talked about, we don't have to go super into that, but it's just like, it does what it needs to do. Like things happen when I'm not here and they come in and go out and everything's fine. But I think that's something that we should all strive for is having, like you said, the SOPs and having, I don't know. I think the Rolodex thing is nice because if that's the worst case, like that's at least till we figure things out. It's like, cool. I have a couple shops to send stuff to.
We're not dead in the water.
Right.
We can get like, we're not going to make as much money, but
it's not done. It's not over.
Customer.
Right.
You can still get to keep the
money.
customers and keep the relationships and keep things moving and then be like, all right, now what?
Mm-hmm.
Take a breath.
Yeah. So what now? What's going on with you guys now? Is it just keeping on the same way? Or are you maybe thinking like, hey, I'll train somebody or hire somebody to,
the goal is to hire somebody here soon. It's just every time we've come close to hiring somebody, something in our lives has just like kicked us back. You're like, oh, never mind. I guess we don't have the money for that now because of one thing or another. Like right when we were getting close, it was like, all right, time to have our first employee, COVID. Oh, never mind. We're not hiring nobody. Like keep all the money here. We're here. And then at one point, like, all right, we're ready to go. One of our printers went down and the techs messed it up even more. And we were out of printer for 3 months because we had to buy, we're like, fine, we're going to buy a new one. And then the company's like, yeah, we have it in stock. It'll ship out next week.
Right.
It took 3 months for it to get there. It was next week for 3 months. And then the company came back and was like, hey, we can fix your printer Like, oh yeah, the new one got installed the day before they came out, and then they were like, oh, we figured out the problem. We're like, cool, we've been just hemorrhaging money for 3 months.
Yeah.
Thanks,
and
though.
we bought a new
And
one.
it-
Yeah.
And we bought a new one, and they were like, all right, so yeah, we came out like 8 times, so we're going to bill you $12,000. And we're like, you guys broke it. What do you mean? They're like, oh, we did? That was a good one. We laughed. We had such a good laugh with that email when their owner said, you owe us $12,000. And we're like, to replace a $4,000 part that, like a printhead? What do you mean? Well, we came out 4 times. Okay. You guys never installed it. The printer is still sitting there like, oh, paperweight. That was, that was a good one.
I had something like that today. I mean, obviously they're not going to do anything, but the DMV called me today and they were like, hey, there's like a mobile DMV. This is going to be a dumb story, but there's like a mobile DMV in my town that is here like twice a week. And it's like one person in front of a table that can do like your regular shit, like, you know, giving you license plates or registering a vehicle or whatever. I went over there a couple weeks ago and it was like a lot of back and forth with this, like, because obviously they send like the intern or the fucking new person to do these things. Nobody wants this job. And they called me today and were like, hey, you never signed the back of your registration for your new vehicle. We need you to like come down to Binghamton, which is like a half-hour drive, to like sign the back of this. And I kind of want to be like, how about you bring it to me? Like, you guys messed this up. Like, the person who I gave it to and did all the paperwork was like, yeah, you're good. Like, why is it on me to drive a half hour there and a half hour back to like sign a piece of paper? Like, at least mail it to me or make an effort or something, or e-sign or whatever you can do. But at that point, you just are like, all right, cool, whatever. I want it done. I don't want to fight with you. But yeah, I would definitely be fighting $12,000 in service fees for something that they messed up.
Yeah, they fixed it on their dime, and then we just paid them the normal, like, yeah, this is how much the part is worth. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, then this past year we moved into a new spot, so that was 2024. So then we spent all our money moving, which
why did you
only 2
make
doors
the move?
We had a single unit that we were like tripping over each other. So sharing the space to do everything we do in a 1,900 square foot place was just, after a while, like, all right, something's got to change. But things were getting a little slow towards that end of the year, but nothing had opened up in our building for like the past 10 years. So when one of our neighbors was moving out and they had a double wide unit, like, well, we were the first ones on the waiting list. Like, we have to take it. Who knows when anybody else is ever going to move out of here again.
Right.
So we just made the jump. But it was the cheapest move you could ever make, because we just, like, our press and everything, there's a video of us with a pallet jacking it out out of the roll up. And we took 2 heads off. That way it could fit around the door, because it was like perfectly like wiggled out. We built our own, like, our dark room is like a little block, pretty much like you can move around. So we jacked that up and put on little wheels and stuff. So there's us in the middle of the night, like at 11 o'clock, like wheeling our dark room through the parking lot and wheeling it back into the other one. I'm sure if anybody was driving by and saw this,
what is
I'm
this?
sure they probably
that thing's full of bodies for sure.
Yeah, it's just like, 10 by 10 block, just wood block, just moving over, put it in. So pretty much everything was just pallet jacket over. And then awesome. Even all the electrical stuff, we took the electrical out of the other one, moved it over, and it was the same size, since it's the same shape. We're like, cool, we can just put it right back in the same spot. So
you guys are happy in the new spot then?
Yeah, it's been good. Gave us a lot more breathing room, not as much like, when you keep tripping over somebody, you start being like, oh my God, even though it's not their fault, nobody's fault, it's just,
right.
I don't want to share the space with you right now, because if I'm running something like with all the shirts and there's the work tables out there, and so Sean's like, I can't be doing decals and stuff when there's lint flying everywhere. Right. So, or he's doing a decal stuff. I'm like, oh, I just got a rush job. Oh, I can't do it. I guess I'm going to be here until 9, 10 o'clock tonight, because I have to wait till he's done. Then I can start. Right. So now it's like, all right, cool. Yeah. So and everything was identical, except it's just now the other half is mirrored. So we were very used to the space. We knew what we were getting into. It made it much nicer. So we've been here now coming up on 2 years.
Nice.
But yeah, we were planning on like, okay, just get into the place and then we'll start like renovating and decorating. And then later this year, turns out I had stroke and we didn't get to do that. And then this year it's just been kind of recuperating. Let's just save our money and survive. And see
turns out I had a stroke. No big deal.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So this year was much more just like, let's just survive and just not go too far out on anything. The place is functional. If you come in, it doesn't look the prettiest. Like, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it's like, you guys going to put decorations up in here? Like, we'll get to it. The back area is functional, and that's the important thing right now.
It's working, and you're doing it, and it's all good.
Mm-hmm. And we rarely get walk-in people ever anyway. So, like, even somebody does walk in, it's always like, who's here? Why are you here? It's usually somebody trying to sell us something, and then just kick them out.
Well, from what I can remember, and I'll have to see if it's up because it was a long time ago, you had a pretty good set of shop hacks last time I talked to you. Do you happen to have anything over these last couple of years other than don't have a stroke?
Yeah, big one. I guess like one of them would be like when you're taking the pallet tape off and you're changing it. Once you get the first one off, if you roll it up into like a little.
I saw somebody doing that the other day, and I was like, "That's awesome."
Yeah. No, we've been doing that forever. I think because I saw somebody, the same person doing it. I never thought of it as like a shop hack. I just did it because it was naturally like, let me just stick it on here. But if you just stick it on there and then start the next one on there and roll it, it's less likely to tear. And you can just kind of pull it back with your hands. And then also you're not like messing up your fingertips, kind of, grab and pick at it and everything. Then you end up with a giant like roll of it and you can just toss it easy.
So for the people listening, we're talking about if you're peeling pallet tape, peel it from the top and then roll it up like a tube, like a long joint, and then do the next one and then roll it from the same spot with that. And then eventually you get like a decent sized roll joint with some actual force behind it, a giant joint. And it, is way less likely to tear or have issues because you're kind of taking it all at the same time. And it's, I don't know what this math is, but like the force of it is a little easier to. Yeah,
it works with the tension. So it kind of comes from like a vinyl removal. Like when we remove vinyl, we do the same thing. Like it's easier to like remove some stuff when you're like rolling it like in smaller batches and stuff like that. Cause like the tension pulls over it versus like, let me just keep yanking at it at a sharp angle. Then that's when things start tearing or ripping and you're like, all right, let me go back through and use my little fingernails to try and get it started again. So same idea. So that one's good. You can use the pallet tape roll to apply the
discipline
tape.
Employees.
Well, you can throw it across the thing and just nail it.
How do you apply the tape with it?
So we get it started. First, we get it started like on the edge and pull it and give it, like just cut it. We don't put it down yet.
Right.
And then you take the whole roll, set it on,
the roll to smooth it out.
And then smooth back and forth. Way easier than when you use your hand and you end up getting the wrinkles all over it. You just set it right there and you're two ways. Yeah. And until you get towards the end, because in the end you start getting more tension because it's stickier. So you start pulling on it more and it gives some weird stuff. But for the most part, that the weight of the roll should do enough for you.
I'm going to ask you this because maybe I don't understand, but I saw somebody the other day, and I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody. I'm just curious if I'm in the wrong on this. Shade. I saw somebody post a video the other day. It was like cleaning lint off your pallet or whatever. And it was them spraying the pallet and scraping lint off, but there was no pallet tape. Like just straight up lint on the rubber.
I did that too when the very first time I ever got the press. I didn't know. And it was before videos. I mean, YouTube Instagram and all that stuff. I did it, and then you do it once, and you go, "There's got to be a better way." And then people are like, "Oh, there's this thing called pallet tape," and then we realize it's just transfer tape.
I'm like, that has to that. I mean, it's whatever, it's working, but it's the rubber on the pallet. Like you're ruining the thing. Like
It's when it's the, I think that's the, you don't know until you know, like if no one told you that it existed, you think, you just see somebody, like if you just watch a video of somebody like, oh, we have,
I
Sprady's
just
of her.
didn't want to be that
websites.
guy. I didn't want to be that guy who DM'd or something and was like, hey man, like maybe rethink this. Like I didn't want to be the asshole.
Well, I'd be careful. I get careful with that anyway, because you could do that, just the nicest thing, like, hey, just letting you know that if you put transfer tape on there, pallet tape, whatever you want to call it, on there, it'll make that life a lot easier. And then that's when somebody hits you back with, I've been doing this for 20 years this way, like,
right,
and it's never hurt me before. Why would I waste money on this? And you go, you know what? You do it. I don't care.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I just
I
don't want to get involved. I just was like, all right, I don't know. I wanted to get your
at this point, if I don't know you and I see you doing something stupid, I'm like, all right. Whatever. I don't care.
I'll give information, but I'm not going to try to correct somebody. It's their own.
Yeah, someone asked me, hey, how do you do it better? Okay, you can do this. Oh, okay, cool. But outside of that, I'm like, the 20, I've done it 20 years. I'm like, all right, sure, cool. Have fun.
I was going to ask this question, but you kind of answered it in the episode. I mean, to a degree, of like shirt you're most proud of that the shop is print, and I know you probably have a different one, but like to me, you doing the octopus print, you were saying from stroke time to feeling better seems like a pretty good.
Yeah, I was
story.
talking to Sean about this morning. Like, I was like, what is the shirt we're most proud of? Like, here, like trying to think of all the things we've done. And he's like, probably the octopus one. I was like, yeah, that was a real team effort. And like the fact that it all came together on time. He did it, pretty much by himself with like hands on, and I'm over there like, yeah, just push, I don't know, spin the thing, and it all coming together. That one, I think, just you look at it and go, yep,
it was pretty good.
You think of a very specific moment in life, like, is it an award-winning shirt? Probably not, but it had a bunch of different color drop-offs and like textures that was going through it, and it wasn't just white and green on an underbase.
Right.
It was like it had all the stuff happening in it that needed to like come together to make sure it looked correct on multiple different kinds of shirts, color shirts too. So it was a bit of a process. So yeah, that was the one we probably said probably like proud of in a different way than most people would think. Like, oh, this is my like trophy award-winning shirt. I mean, that's whatever, but that one you can look at it and think of a very specific thing. Like, no, this is when we decided we're not going to give up. We're not turning over.
Right. It's more sentimental.
We're still going to pump out cool stuff.
Right.
No matter what. Like when somebody sends us cool art, we're going to make it work. And so that one was a pretty, good one. Yeah. Like I said, the art on it was good. It like came out like all nice, smooth, everything, nothing like, oh,
I wanted to say something too, because I had a question in here where I would ask, like, what's your current like favorite band or something? And we kind of had this connection forever ago and did we even bump into each other that time or whatever? You were like, are you going or whatever? We're both in the same room.
I think Buffalo. I saw you there, but you were upstairs. I was like, I'm not going up there. Like, I can't, I'm already stuck in the crowd. Yeah. We went to,
Every Time I Die Christmas show.
Yeah, the Christmas show. Yeah, the 2019 one.
I was just talking about that the other day because Jared Hennis was here from Rockford and he was visiting, and we were talking about shop benefits or whatever. And I was like, dude, one of the things I missed the most was that I used to take like all the staff to the Every Time I Die Christmas party, like every year. And it was like the thing to do. We would go get like a shitload of chicken wings at Duff's or whatever, and then we would go to the show, and I was like, God, I miss that. I wish that was like still a thing. Like, I miss Every Time I Die in general, but like going to that every year was like super fun. But yeah, it's funny that you mentioned you were in the pit and I was upstairs. I've already been in old man mode when it comes to shows for so long now, where I'm like, I'm doing balconies or I'm doing seating. And like, that's it. Like, I'm not pitting anything. Like,
I think that was the last one for me. I think that was it.
That's what did it. That's what put the claw in.
Yeah, but I was like, that's fine. If that was the last one, but I was like, I gotta make it worth it. I flew all the way over here.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you did cross the United States to watch the show.
Yeah, that one was a good one. missed every time I died. And I have like the guitarist artwork up back here too.
I saw with Christina, I saw their last show, like before they broke up. They like, it was obviously they didn't know it was coming, but I can't even remember where we were. But they were playing with the Chariot, or not the Chariot. They were playing with 68. And Josh came on stage, and because they just had that album come out, and Josh came on stage and like sang that song with them, and I was just like, fuck, I'm so happy that I get to like witness this. And then it was like the next week was the whole like, oh, we're breaking up, fuck this, whatever.
We're breaking up, we finished, we're gonna do our Christmas show and call it a day.
They were going to do their Christmas show only because it was a business thing. Like they were so far into it, they had all these, they had to, like it was this whole thing, but they weren't like friendly with each other. And yeah, it was just so awesome to see that. I was like, fuck yeah, this rules. I mean, it sucks that it's gone, but like just being able to be at that show and, you know, whatever was like wrapped it up for me. Cause for me, it's hometown band.
Yeah,
you know,
hometown
it's
heroes.
like I've been to like every show ever. Like I've seen them a million times. And then I brought her with me and was like, oh, this is a band I really like. And it was, you know, like whatever. But then the significance of like, oh, this is like the last time was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Last question, which is new for you, is top 4 favorite movies of all time.
Okay. So I got a couple.
You got a list?
Yeah, I got a list. I had to think about it because like I have like a top probably 2-ish, and then the rest of them was like kind of
floaty, depending on the mood.
Category of movies that I just
I have that too. I
there.
always ask this question, but like my list could change. Like I probably have a top 50 that I could just rewatch all the time and like leave out everything else. But it depends on what mood I'm in.
So love Back to the Future. Mainly the second one. I can go between the first and second one.
I just had someone on, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, that said Back to the Future was one of their tops. And I stated, which apparently was controversial, that I really like the third one. I like the Western one.
It's just the Western. Yeah, if you like the Western, it's fun. You got ZZ Top in there. Playing, so
I mean, I love all of them. I'm just saying the one that stands out to me is the Western one.
There's like a lot of stuff in that movie, like little hidden gems in there of like what
the
Doc
little
is
boy
wearing.
Have you seen that one?
Got to be more specific.
There's
on which
the
one.
kid on the train, like they're on the train, and there's like his family, like Doc's family. It's like Doc, his wife, and then the 2 kids.
And Jules,
but like on camera, the kid is just like a kid. Like he doesn't know lines. He's just standing there, but he literally like grabs his dick, like he like pokes his dick, and then he points at somebody like, I have to pee. Like, and it's on film. Like they left it in. It's this whole thing, but you can literally watch this kid with 2 fingers like poke himself and then point. Like I've gotta go. But it's funny because it just got left in. Like it never got seen. Like they admitted that it was like a thing they never caught. Like it just ended up in the movie. But it's just funny because it's supposed to be this scene of like, you know, them getting on the train and everything, and then there's just this kid like pointing at his privates. All right, so we got Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, Scream. Enjoy
the first one.
The first one, yeah. I enjoy all of them. Well, not the most recent ones are iffy, but the first 3 are fun. But I enjoy the first one the most. I
think the first one's the only one I've ever seen.
I can watch the first one over and over and enjoy all of the weird, like super self-aware stuff of it that made that movie like funny / you know, kind of scary, but I enjoy it. Those ones are good.
I think I don't watch horror movies really at all. I mean, unless it's like a creature feature, then I'll watch it. But I think with that movie, the reason why I liked it is because it was like this weird twist of them being the friends, and it was this whole like them being the killers, and then in the end they kind of get fucked over and whatever. But like that to me was interesting. To me, it seemed more like a thriller than it was like a.
Oh, definitely. That's why I kind of view it as
stabby
it's a horror. My kind of, it's more like
thriller,
not like horror. But
right,
I do enjoy too that made it like all the other movie horror movie directors had to like change it up. They're like, oh, now we can't do this anymore because
Right.
they made fun of it and it's a trope. So yeah, okay, how do we
Well,
be
that's
more,
what makes me like
creative?
Scary Movie more than that movie, because it was like a whole.
Yeah, because that made it even worse.
Yeah, it made it even worse.
They were like, let's turn that up to 11.
All right.
Yeah.
We got two.
Two. So, I really like The Burbs. You ever see
Really?
The Burbs?
I've never seen it. That's with Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah, Tom Hanks. That movie is so funny. Like, it's one of those just
Never seen
oddball neighborhood, just kookiness
Mhm.
that I think is just hilarious. Like, it's just weird.
I feel
And
like there's some of those movies for me that are at that time period that like, and it's weird. Like, I'm not big on like a comedy movie thing. Like, I don't really gravitate towards comedy movies unless it was one of the ones I grew up with, where it was like Tommy Boy and Black Sheep and like whatever those movies were when I was a kid, like the Adam Sandler movies. Like, I would watch those, but there were never movies like that were my favorite. I feel like even since I was a kid, like the movies I gravitated towards were more like the serious or dramatic or fucking, 80s action movies or something. Like, those were what I went for. So like movies like The Burbs or something like that, I probably would have seen and like just saw it at like a Blockbuster or whatever and been like, nah, and just kept moving. But I have to check it out now that you recommended it. That's the fun part of this.
Yeah, I think that one's fun. Yeah, and I like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. All like that kind of level. Actually, I'm cutting.
Hell yeah, be excellent to each other. I love Bill and Ted. That was one I had. I have some exclusive Bill and Ted stuff at my house. I have like his hat, and it's got the printed under brim. Are they making another one right now?
I hope not. The third one was not good. We live right down the street from, or work right down the street from the water park, Waterloo.
Oh, really?
Where San Dimas is one city over. So every time we drive by like San Dimas High. I'm always just like,
yeah.
Kids are always looking like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "San Dimas High football rules."
Yeah, exactly. So good.
So yeah,
was
like
that
those
4?
kinds of things. Yeah,
that was 4, right?
Yeah. Burb, Bill and Ted's, yeah. Like I said, any of those like 80s, late 80 years of stuff, Point Break, things like that are just, those are like the category of movies like Point Break, Lost Boys, things like that are always fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you said, my other category is like the Adam Sandler and like Tommy Boy, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. Tommy Boy kind of put those like all enjoyable. I can watch them, and if it's on, I'm gonna watch it.
I don't know what it is. This probably says something about my childhood and the way that I am now, but like I feel like I was exposed. My parents exposed me to certain movies that I definitely shouldn't have been watching at that age, but I did and I loved. But it was like Revenge of the Nerds, Porky's, there's a bunch of movies like that are not for children.
I was like, Porky's not quite there.
No, dude, but it's like they were like that, like more extreme coming of age movies. You know what I mean? Like Revenge of the Nerds is like a college movie, and then I guess Porky's is a college movie as well. But like I feel like there was that whole college movie party life movie genre that like, yeah, Animal House. That like I think my mom and dad liked, and then we just watched them, and I was like, "This ruined me for the rest of my life."
I should not be watching Porky's, but
I
here we are.
Definitely not be watching this. I can vividly remember the opening scene of that movie.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things like where the kids were watching things, and they're like, "Oh, can we watch this?" I'm like, "What's that? That was an '80s movie."
What happened?
I have a feeling there's something not okay in there for you.
In all of them. Yeah.
Most of them, I'm like, probably not. Were you watching there's some weird theme throughout it? And they're like, this was okay? And I was like, sure.
Yeah, like you would be canceled for this. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, even newer ones, like we watched, what is that, Blank? I think it's Blank Check. When the kid like has the FBI agent like helping him. And everything, and at the end, she's like, "Give me a call when you're older," and then kisses him, and I'm like, and the kids are like looking at me, whoa.
That was
like
okay.
12, and she's like an FBI agent, and I'm like, I don't know, man. The 90s
It was a
and 80s were
different.
weird. I don't
It was
know.
a different time. It didn't matter.
It's a different time. There was a lot of, I'm sure there was a lot of cocaine involved in these rooms when they were like, yeah, green light, go for it.
Totally fine and acceptable.
It's totally cool. Don't even worry about it. Whoops.
Well, thanks, Rick. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad all that's okay. I didn't want to mention it earlier, but congratulations. You have a new child coming here pretty soon as well. So to add to that family and your workforce.
Yeah. Early February, late January. So like I said, It's been a wild year and a half. You know, we got stroke, got married, having a baby, you know, it's all coming together.
One of the weirdest years and year and a half or more of business I've ever had.
Very weird.
I don't have to go into this too much, but I did an episode at Print United with the Apparelist where basically we talked about it before I even got there, where she had the report, you know, the state of the industry report or whatever. And she was asking me before I went, like, what do you want to talk about? And I was like, you know what? Like, I think I just need to get it finally off my chest of like just saying that it was a weird, shitty year. Because I feel like there's been so many episodes where I'm just keep saying like, it's been shitty, it's weird. And I just feel like this downer. And I was like, let's just do one episode. You give me the actual facts because you have them, like the numbers of where things are and whatever. And I will tell you how I actually feel about it. And then we'll meet in the middle of like, this is what is the reality. And like for this episode, like Christina told me in notes or whatever that, you know, you were kind of having a weird year too. And I was like, I need to stop bringing it up. I think it's just one of those things I'm going to keep thinking about. I'm going to keep thinking it's a shitty year if I just keep talking about it. So I was like, I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to try positivity for a while and see what happens. So
yeah, we've been trying the positive thinking things, but then we have a couple. We are so not like a metric based company. We're not like, let me look at the numbers. You know, people are like, oh, look at the numbers. I'm like, dude,
not at all.
Like, there's two of us. Like, we have a CPA person who says like, hey, you guys are doing fine. And if they were not doing fine or not, I'm like, cool. Like, great.
That's me. I just gauge it by the bank account. I'm like, cool, there's money or there's not.
Exactly. That's how we kind of are. But we have some general, like, is it us or is it something else? So our big one is like camps, like summer camp, like church camps or, you know, summer camp, winter camps. That's our like tell of how our local economy is doing. So you start seeing like, well, you know, a couple years back, 300-400 shirts for this camp. And all of the rest of them are like that. And then the next year you start seeing 200 shirts. This year you start seeing like, oh, our order for the summer camp is 75. And you're like, okay. Right. And all of the camps start doing that. All the different customers are like, you know,
parents have
bringing their
less
numbers way
money
down
to send their kids to camp.
Yeah. So less kids are going to camp because everybody's like going down. And I'm like, all right. So there's something there. Cause then you start looking at our bank account versus, you know, that kind of thing. You know, you kind of see this like kind of happening and like the trend of it. And I think it was last year that people were, they started ticking back up and I was like, all right, look at that. And then back down again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So, but that's kind of our like metric of seeing like our benchmark. How are things going with this? Or, you know, how much are
summer camps.
Our breweries? Yeah. Summer camps. And how much are breweries ordering when they used to be ordering 200 shirts? Now they're like, maybe 50. Is that like, can we go for less? I'm like, no, you cannot order less.
Yeah. Seriously.
You know, so that's kind of our like non-official way. I can't ever do that. That's our gauge, definitely, because I'm like, I don't know. When people say, well, what's your P&L and this? Not great. Or, well, we're doing fine. You know, I don't know. I don't know how to.
You could just say when someone asks about your P&L, you could just say, well, I either have it or I don't. So
it exists. We have it done. We definitely have it done. That's how we always do. You know,
it's there for sure. Mm-hmm. All right, dude. Well, I appreciate you. Will I see you in Long Beach or? I mean, you're close by.
Ooh. Depends on if we're on baby watch.
Oh, that's true. Fucking baby watch, dude.
if we
Sorry,
do, if I do
I'm
go,
not trying I'm not trying to put that on you. I just went through it with Brian because it was like, oh, we can't go to Atlantic City or we can't do this fun thing because he's about to have a child. And it was like, oh, I can't go too far away. So I was like, oh.
yeah, that one, because it's close enough, but it might be like, hey, I'm going to go have fun with my friends. Can you, I know you're really uncomfortable right now.
Right.
I'll be back tonight. Don't even worry about it.
Just tell her that the hospitals near Long Beach are better. And then she's got to come with you.
Yeah, you got to come with me. She's going to be like, I'm not sitting in a car. She's going to be like, I'm going to sit right here, nice and comfy. So, yeah, we'll see about that one. It depends on when the date is, when it is. But yeah, that's right around where they're like,
baby time.
Could be a little before, a little after. I should probably be very, very local.
I get it. Be responsible. I'll check in with you anyway and see how you're doing. It'd be sweet to stop by. Say hey.
We'll be here.
All right, dude. Have fun. I'll see you later.
All right. Adios. Thanks.
Later.